Greetings, Bears fans. In today's video, we have some exciting updates to cover, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As we dive into the content today, we will be taking a close look at the undrafted players who have been linked to the Bears, specifically analyzing their chances of making the roster. Earlier, we touched on the first few signings and tryout invites, but since then, there have been a few more signings and tryout opportunities that we need to discuss today. The draft has now concluded, and while the pace has slightly slowed down, there's still a lot to talk about in the coming weeks. As always, we encourage you to leave suggestions for future video topics in the comment section, and the comment with the most likes will be turned into a video. So if you have an idea you'd like to see, don't hesitate to drop it below. If it resonates with the community, it could be featured in a future video. The platform makes this interaction possible, and we appreciate all of your input as we continue to provide the content you love. Let's dive into the player evaluations for today, and we begin with Major Burns, a player who has been turning heads since his time in college. Major Burns, a safety from the Southeastern Conference, SEC, is an intriguing player to evaluate. His name, perhaps somewhat memorable, aside, Burns has shown exceptional potential. He had a standout 2023 season, showcasing his ability to play at a high level, and his experience as a starter and rotation player speaks volumes about his readiness for the next step. Burns stands at over 6 feet tall and weighs in at 207 pounds, making him a physical presence on the field. His speed and athleticism are noteworthy, with impressive times in the 40-yard dash and short sprints. All of this adds up to a player who could make a real impact during rookie minicamp, and his potential to carve out a role with the Bears is something that will be closely monitored. The need at safety for the Bears is an interesting one. On one hand, they have several players who could fill the position in the short term, provided they stay healthy. But with aging veterans and players who have dealt with concussions, the safety position remains one of the team's biggest uncertainties for the future. This is where Burns could potentially step in. While there are still a lot of question marks in the defensive backfield, Burns' experience and high-level play make him an intriguing addition to the roster. The upcoming minicamp will be a key moment in his evaluation, and if he impresses during this time, he could very well secure a spot on the team, or at the very least, on the practice squad. Moving on, we turn to Power Eckles, another player whose name may catch your attention. Unfortunately, his evaluation isn't as glowing as Burns. In fact, he receives a grade of C. Eckles, though he had a productive college career, faces significant hurdles when it comes to his size and athleticism. His physical attributes, his smaller frame and lack of standout athletic testing results, are concerns that could hinder his ability to succeed in the NFL. While he certainly has the potential to prove doubters wrong, and it's possible that he could surprise us with his work ethic and on-field performance, the lack of measurable physical traits may ultimately prevent him from cracking the Bears roster. His story serves as a reminder that success in the NFL often depends not just on production, but on meeting certain physical thresholds, and, unfortunately, Eckles may fall short in this area. Next, we have a player who earns a grade of A-. While the evaluation might carry a slight bias due to the player's college history, this particular addition to the Bears roster is certainly one to watch. The Bears' situation at the slot receiver position is a bit unclear, with some players in place but not necessarily locked into the role. This new addition brings a lot of experience and production to the table. His ability to contribute in various facets, including in the return game, sets him apart from other undrafted players. His testing numbers were strong across the board, with solid speed in the 40-yard dash and good results in short sprints. Despite concerns about his height and weight, his quickness and dependable hands make him an intriguing candidate for the returner role. Even if he doesn't make the final roster, he could land a spot on the practice squad, and should injuries arise, he could be activated to contribute in the return game. His future in Chicago looks promising, and we will certainly be keeping an eye on his progress. As for the long snapper position, evaluating this role is a bit more complicated. The Bears have already gone through the process of bringing in a long snapper last year, which means this new addition could potentially be competing for a job during rookie minicamp. While the long snapper position often flies under the radar, it remains an important role for any NFL team, and it will be interesting to see how this competition plays out. Whether or not this player sticks around on the roster after minicamp remains to be seen, but for now, we can only wait and see how he performs during his tryout. In the realm of special teams, another player to watch is a kicker from Michigan State, a player who can certainly hit the ball long. He has demonstrated a leg capable of making kicks from 50-plus yards, including a 58-yard field goal a couple of years ago. While the Bears' starting kicker is currently in place, this new addition could add depth to the position, and with a strong leg, there is always room for competition. However, some concerns do exist, as the kicker has missed a few extra points in the past, which raises questions about his consistency. Still, there's no denying his power, and his performance in training camp will be closely monitored to see if he can push for a spot on the team or at least make the practice squad. Another notable addition is a wide receiver from Texas A&M, a player who didn't have a standout 2023 season but showed impressive physical attributes during his college career. Standing nearly 6 feet 3 inches and weighing around 185 pounds, he has a solid build and decent speed, and he could be a developmental project for the Bears. His athletic testing scores were solid, earning an athletic score above 8 out of 10. He has the physical tools to succeed, and with his experience in the SEC, he could make for an intriguing prospect in training camp. Though it's unlikely he cracks the main roster right away, he could find himself on the practice squad and has a chance to develop over time. The last player we'll discuss here is a top prospect who earns an A-plus grade for his size, athleticism, and production. Standing 6 feet 5 inches and weighing in at around 275 pounds, he's an edge rusher with a lot of potential. With 9 sacks and 11 tackles for loss in the past 2 seasons, he's shown he can get to the quarterback. His size and athleticism give him a lot of upside, and he has the ability to play in various positions, including as a pass rusher or even. As we continue to assess these players and others who might be joining the Bears, it's clear that the team has some promising undrafted free agents in the mix. From the defensive backs to the wide receivers, kickers, and beyond, the Bears have a lot of potential hidden gems that could rise to the occasion. Stay tuned, as the coming weeks will be crucial for these players to prove themselves at rookie minicamp and make their case for a spot on the Bears' 53-man roster. As always, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think has the best chance of making the Bears roster? Is there any player you're particularly excited to see compete this season? Let us know, and don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. We'll be back with more updates soon. As we move forward in evaluating the rest of the undrafted players vying for a spot on the Bears roster, there's still a lot to be said about the competition at several key positions. A standout player who has been gaining a lot of attention in recent weeks is the tight end from Arizona State, who is coming into rookie minicamp with something to prove. While he wasn't a top draft prospect, his raw talent and his ability to make big plays in the passing game have made him an intriguing player for the Bears. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches and weighing in at 245 pounds, he has the physicality to block at the point of attack, but also possesses the soft hands necessary to be a threat in the passing game. His size and frame are ideal for the tight end position, and while he didn't have the most impressive combined numbers, his production during his college career speaks volumes. In 2022, he caught 40 passes for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. His route running has improved over time, and he's shown a knack for making contested catches, particularly in short-yardage situations. The Bears' offense has had its ups and downs in recent years, and the addition of a tight end with these skills could be a big help. There's still a question about whether he can adjust to the speed and complexity of the NFL, but his upside is clear. If he can impress during minicamp and training camp, he could earn a spot on the roster as a depth piece at the tight end position. Another player to keep an eye on is the cornerback from Virginia Tech, a player who, despite not being drafted, has the chance to make an impact in the secondary. At 6 feet 1 inch and 200 pounds, he is good size for the cornerback position and the physical tools necessary to compete at the NFL level. He had a solid college career, showing flashes of brilliance during his time at Virginia Tech. He finished his senior season with 4 interceptions and 10 pass deflections, displaying his ability to create turnovers and break up passes. His athleticism is evident, but his technique has been inconsistent at times, which has led to questions about whether he can thrive against more refined NFL competition. However, given the Bears' current situation in the secondary, he could have an opportunity to step in and contribute. With some solid coaching and time spent refining his technique, he could become a valuable rotational player for the Bears. His versatility as a cornerback who can play both on the outside and in the slot adds to his value, and he could prove to be a solid depth piece or even a surprise starter, depending on how the roster shakes out. Moving to the offensive side of the ball, one player who has generated a lot of buzz during the offseason is the undrafted free agent running back from Iowa. He didn't put up eye-popping numbers in college, but his consistency and ability to move the chains have earned him a shot at making an NFL roster. Standing at 5 feet 11 inches and weighing 210 pounds, he has an ideal build for an NFL running back. What stands out about him, though, is his vision and ability to read blocks. While he doesn't possess breakaway speed, his patience and ability to pick up yardage in small chunks have made him a reliable option in short yardage and red zone situations. His experience in both pass protection and catching passes out of the backfield adds another dimension to his game, and that versatility could be crucial as he looks to make the Bears roster. With the Bears' current running back room in need of depth, he could find himself competing for a spot as a backup or rotational back. If he can demonstrate his ability to contribute both as a rusher and in the passing game, he could carve out a role in the offense, especially if the Bears look for more versatility in their backfield. One of the more interesting developments in the Bears' offseason so far has been the signing of a backup quarterback from a smaller school who is looking to make his mark in the NFL. This quarterback, known for his incredible arm strength and leadership qualities, played in a system that was heavily reliant on the deep ball, making him an intriguing prospect for an NFL team that may be looking for a developmental player. Though he has a long way to go before competing for a starting job, his upside is undeniable. Standing at 6 feet 5 inches and weighing 225 pounds, he has the prototypical size for an NFL quarterback, and his deep ball accuracy is something that stands out in his game tape. However, his mechanics need improvement, particularly his footwork and ability to read defenses quickly. His experience at a smaller school means he hasn't faced the same level of competition as some of the other quarterbacks in this class, but that doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't have potential. He's a project quarterback, and if he can spend time refining his skills, he could develop into a reliable backup or even challenge for a starting spot further down the road. The Bears may not expect him to come in and immediately contribute, but if he shows growth and development during mini-camp and training camp, there could be a role for him as a developmental quarterback on the practice squad. Looking ahead to the final phase of rookie minicamp, we'll also be keeping a close eye on how the Bears coaching staff evaluates these players in terms of their fit within the team system. It's one thing to have raw talent, but it's another to be able to execute within the team's scheme, whether it's on defense, offense, or special teams. The team's coaching staff, led by Matt Eberfluss, will be instrumental in determining which of these undrafted players can make an impact and contribute to the Bears' success in the upcoming season. Each player will need to prove themselves in the classroom, during practices, and ultimately in games to earn their spot on the 53-man roster or the practice squad. For many of these undrafted free agents, the path to making the final roster is a tough one, but it's not impossible. There have been numerous success stories over the years of undrafted players who have made significant contributions to their teams, and the Bears will be hoping to find a few hidden gems of their own. As we continue to track the progress of these players throughout the offseason, it's clear that competition will be fierce at every position. The Bears roster is shaping up to be a highly competitive one, and with a mix of established veterans and hungry rookies, this team could be poised for success in the upcoming season. Stay tuned as we bring you more updates on the latest developments and player evaluations. The battle for roster spots is far from over, and with each passing day, these players will have to prove their worth and earn the opportunity to be part of the Bears' future. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a candid interview, former Chicago Bears tight end Gerald Everett revealed that he regrets his decision to leave the team, citing it as one of the most difficult choices of his career. After spending a year with the Bears, Everett, who was drafted in the second round of the 2017 NFL Draft, had hoped for more from his time in Chicago. However, a series of miscommunications, injuries, and coaching changes ultimately led to his departure from the team. Reflecting on his time with the Bears, Everett admitted that he had grown attached to the culture in Chicago, and leaving it behind was something he wishes he could reverse. Everett, who is now with a new team, noted that his decision to leave the Bears wasn't purely based on football performance. "I felt like I was part of something bigger than just a team," he said. "The fans, the city, the tradition, it all meant a lot to me. I got caught up in the idea of a fresh start, but I've come to realize that sometimes the grass isn't always greener on the other side." The tight end's comments are striking given the Bears' struggles in recent years, particularly at the tight end position. Despite some ups and downs during his tenure in Chicago, Everett was regarded as a reliable pass-catching option. However, an inconsistent offense and frequent coaching changes affected his growth in the Bears system. These frustrations led to his decision to move on, but now, with the benefit of hindsight, he recognizes that the familiarity he had with the Bears structure was something he had underestimated at the time. As he settles into his new role with his current team, Everett is focused on making the most of the opportunity ahead of him. Yet, he can't help but wonder what could have been if he had stayed with the Bears. "I could have been a bigger part of what they're building," Everett said, referring to the team's ongoing rebuilding efforts. "It's hard to say if things would have turned out differently, but I do believe I had more to offer than I was able to show." Everett's statements have drawn attention, especially among Bears fans who have questioned the team's decisions regarding player development and roster moves in recent years. His reflections suggest that a lack of continuity and leadership may have contributed to the Bears' struggles with building a competitive team. While the future of the franchise remains uncertain, Everett's regret serves as a reminder of how crucial it is for players to feel both valued and integrated into a system that allows them to reach their full potential. As the NFL offseason continues, many are left to wonder if more players will share similar sentiments about their past teams, particularly when it comes to the challenge of finding stability in a league that is constantly evolving. Gerald Everett's regretful reflection offers a glimpse into the emotional complexities that come with being part of a professional sports organization, where success is not just about performance, but also about the relationships formed along the way. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.